Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, May 29th. Recording live from West Hartford, Connecticut. It is Breaking Bread with Ben Grimm. Bah! Come on, motherfucker. What's up, everybody? About to get into this motherfucking podcast, but first let me tell you one thing, and you know that one thing is this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Dimitrios Barbershop and Emporium, located at 6 Kirby Road in Cromwell, Connecticut, exit 21 off of I-91. Dimitrios specializes in all types of men's haircuts and hot shaves. Services are available by appointment only, which can be made conveniently online at dimitriosbarbershop.com. That's DIMICHELES barbershop.com, or by calling 860-502-3540. Gift cards are available in any denomination, and they also offer my own personal favorite, their own water-soluble pomade. So go get a fresh cut, a clean shave, and some awesome product, and tell them Ben sent you. Dimitrios Barbershop and Emporium, responsible barbering. Before I get into these two esteemed guests, I would like to tell you guys about a couple things that are going on from the day you hear this until the next Tuesday. So first off is going to be Wednesday night, 5:30 to 7:30, community forum on opioid overdose and awareness and prevention. Where are we now? A community conversation. You are invited to a community conversation. If you have any questions at all surrounding the present opioid crisis we find ourselves in, or what you can do to better equip yourself, family, or organization, please consider attending this event. I've had a lot of people hit me up in the last couple weeks asking me what they could do as far as charity work, helping out, volunteering. This is a great place to start. Come here. My boy Mark Jenkins will school you on everything, and then we can go from there. I will be there. I'll be in attendance. This is going to be at 2621 Main Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06120. If you have any questions, anybody just inbox me, DM me, text me, whatever, call me. Word up. What else we got? Oh shit, June 1st, Summer Spray, opening night at Hog River. Y'all ain't even gots to know your boy Joey Bats is having a motherfucking art show. Looks like Joey Bats put himself together a little series of his art that he's been doing, and he's releasing it to the public on June 1st at Hog River Brewing. Looks like there's going to be some food. Mercado food truck's going to be there. It's 1429 Park Street, Hartford, Connecticut, 06106. Go and support your boy Joe. Then, this coming Saturday night, the 2nd, it is going to be Art to Unite, International Art and Music Show. June 2nd, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Art Space Gallery, 555 Asylum Ave, Hartford, Connecticut. 25 plus international artists will showcase their work and share their culture to raise money for Food Share, the Greater Hartford Harm Reduction Coalition, and the South Park in Family Shelter. A celebration of art, diversity, and humanity. Live DJ, live music, dancing, food and drink, raffle. I got some cheese donated by Mystic Cheese, and I got a fucking grip of wine donated by my fucking girl Rachel over at Division West. $5 suggested donation. Come through. It's gonna be a party. Christine Chase Greenwood, she's my friend. She asked me to help her out with this. I did the food side of it, but I told her, you know what, Christine, if I'm gonna do that for you, you got to do something for me. And that little something she was gonna do for me, she let me put a piece in her show. So I will have a piece of art hanging on the wall that motherfucking night. If you would like to come see the motherfucker, come on through. Might even want to bid on it. But that's that. And syllable at June at Little River. I think this is like a syllable returns for its 2nd annual June Poetry Extravaganza. It is a poetry night at Little River Restoratives. This is June 3rd. This is Sunday. That's perfect, so it doesn't fall on my motherfucking shit. But the gentleman that is hosting that event is one of my guests today. My guest today, my boy, Dimitrios Zaharidis of Highland Brass Company and Chris Parrott of Little River Restoratives, Hartford, Connecticut. I sit down with these gentlemen and they walk me through the whole bar thing, the whole cocktail thing, the whole bartender thing, how they got started, where they started, who they fucked with when they were starting, and what they're doing now. These dudes pretty much, have this whole cocktail thing on lock in the state of Connecticut. I look up to these gentlemen. They're both successful business owners, and they are great. They're great community people. They're doing great things for their community. And we just sit down and we shoot the shit. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dimitrios, Zaharidis, and Chris Parrott.
I break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, break bread, I break bread, break bread, break
Like you figured it out pretty quick.
I know what I'm looking at. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have two esteemed bartenders / bar people / bar owners.
A lot of slashes.
Setting the bar high a little bit.
He's here all week, folks.
Well,
Try to deal.
We'll get in. I got a question for both of you to just start it off. But I today have my friends Dimitrios, Zaharidis,
Perfect,
and Chris Parrott of Highland Brass Company and Little River Restoratives. We're going to talk about all things cocktails, alcohol, all that good shit. But before I even start, and I talk to this about my brother, with my brother all the time, the different titles that a person that makes drinks can have. And some people get pissed if you call them bartender. They'll be like, bro, I'm a fucking mixologist. But then other people will be like, don't fucking use that word. I hate that word. Where do you guys lie in that whole
that first guy you spoke of is a douchebag. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm just a guy that likes to make some cocktails.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's all, mixologist, sure. Mixologist, I don't know, like, they mix, they do whatever, but how's their hospitality? How's their, how do they treat people? How do they treat their guests? I really don't care what people call me. I used to get pissed when people call me mixologist. Now I just don't really give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. You make drinks.
That's all. Sometimes.
Yeah, a mixologist sounds a little precious at this point. Like, I guess what people think now is like that's a part of being a bartender, right? Like, gotta know how to make a few drinks. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
All right. Yeah, because I just know like
called worse.
Different different areas, different like tiers of the industry you go. People are like, there's different names.
Yeah.
And I remember I had that. I did a show with my brother, and he was like, "Don't call me that." He's like, "I'm just a bartender." You know what I mean? I was like, "All right, cool." Like
that's
like,
more than just a bartender.
and that's what I told him. That's what I fucking told him. I was like, okay. All right. So we're gonna get into everything. You guys brought some cocktail
I'm going to
ingredients.
mixologize in a minute.
You're going to mixologize some shit up real
fancy
quick.
with some old fashions.
It's
it's what time?
it's a beautiful
11?
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's not even 11. We're fucking going to do it. You brought a little bit something for me, a little non-alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, that's all Chris. What did you whip up?
I did. Ben, you've had some incarnation of this at some point or another. It's kind of like I don't know, like a bittered pina colada, no booze, and spiked little ginger beer. Yeah,
excellent,
nice,
awesome. So let's just, before we get into all that, let's talk about your respective establishments. Highland Brass Company, Highland Ave, Waterbury, Connecticut.
Town Plot, baby.
Town Plot, Brooklyn section.
Yeah, we're right on the cusp of Brooklyn, basically.
Yeah, I used to work. I know the area because I used to work at Brass City Tattoo back in the day.
Awesome.
You know where that is.
Absolutely.
You know those
bunch
guys.
Of stuff from those guys.
Yeah. So how's it owning a bar in Waterbury?
It's challenging. I think owning a bar anywhere is challenging, but especially Waterbury.
It's a hard market.
It is a hard market. People are very stuck in their ways, and that's fine. But we're the only ones in Waterbury doing what we do, craft cocktails.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's other bars that do their, cocktails, if you would. Teenies, most of them. Martinis, whatever. Which is fine. People like that stuff. It's cool. We just do a little bit something different. We're in a neighborhood. Our building does not look like a bar would typically, or a restaurant. People think it's a house because it basically is a house.
Okay.
And they go by it quite often. Even with the signage outside, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. We're, just a fun neighborhood bar. Got a jukebox, And we just do nice cocktails, and we focus on nicer beer as well, because beer is a big thing right now with the craft side of it. But we still have, you can just come into the bar and get a proper old fashioned, or you could get a Miller Lite in a can. We have something for everyone.
I like that when, because you guys kind of have a vibe of being like a higher end, like establishment. But I like when you can go in there and get a fucking champagne of beers.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you have all these people that want to come and get nice cocktails, but they probably have that one friend that's not broken into that yet.
Sure.
Give them like my dad, give him a fucking Corona.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, we have something for everybody. You can come in the bar and not feel, shunned if you order a vodka soda.
Yeah.
Because
it's going to be a good one.
What I drink.
Yeah.
The High Life speaks to it's very much like a bartender's sensibility type option. Like you're drinking like we do at that point. It's kind of
it's like the margarita pizza of the pizza world. It's like you have to have that for a rite of passage.
Of course.
All right.
For a cocktail.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you make Ben's?
Dude, I love that.
Yes.
Dimitrios has a fucking beaker right now. I love it.
I got Ben. I got you right here.
Thank you.
A nice little tiki mug with a
beautiful surfer woman on
it.
Excellent. All right, let's get a little bit of background on you, Chris. Little River Restoratives opened probably a little over 2 years ago.
We are
the same age.
Just about
We're going to be 3 at the end of October. I think you opened up a few months before me.
A couple. We opened technically in August, but we didn't do our grand opening till about September, October. So we're about the same age, buddy.
We are, yeah.
3 years ago.
Coming up together, yeah.
Capitol Ave, Hartford.
Yeah.
And the thing about it's kind of the same thing for you. I would have never expected something that cool and nice to be ever in that area over there. And now, like, you guys kind of lit the fuse, and that area is kind of slowly turning into an attraction. And I love that. How was it, like, starting off there?
It looked a lot different at that time. I think we probably had the same kind of challenges you did, or Dim did, in the sense that how do you make a cocktail bar but also be like a neighborhood bar in a market that doesn't really have anything to no predecessor, Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
All right. So we've been there almost 3 years, and it's been good. We've kind of like drifted more into like a neighborhood bar,
Yeah.
We still make a lot of drinks, make a ton of Manhattans, but it's like, it's an everyman's spot now. Every person.
I hear a lot of people will, since it's kind of cornered for you. You guys kind of like, I can't think of another, craft cocktail bar on a level like that in actual Hartford proper. You might have like a nice bar program at a local restaurant,
right,
but no standalones.
Yeah. We're aware of that distinction. But I'll tell you this, like, when we opened Little River, I always said, like, the staff, like, we're here, everyone else kind of here, like, but that disparity has
closed itself
so much so quickly, yeah. And we kind of was hoping that would happen. There's a lot of good bar programs around now.
Yeah, it's big.
Where there once was not. Yeah.
It's like a huge industry now. Like when I was, 10 years ago, it wasn't even like this. Like you couldn't go to. When you guys opened up, I was kind of blown away at like the level of, I don't know, not like. It was just, what's the word for it? Quality. It was more like a quality thing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's really nice to hear. That was kind of the pitch.
Yeah.
The emphasis on technique and ingredients and doing things the right way. Sounds simple enough, right? It was fun. Yeah.
Let me get a little bit on background from you. Where did you start? Where did you like start this whole journey of like making craft cocktails and wanting to be a bar owner?
I started bartending at a little place called the Ground Round. Remember that? Fucking popcorn and
Plainville?
Manchester, Buckland Hills area.
Okay.
I think it's now a fucking Sonic or something. the spot.
Nobody knows about Ground Round. No one knows about. There was one in Plainville.
The broccoli cheese soup, man.
Dude, there was one in Plainville, and my parents used to bring me and Matt to it when we when it was like a holiday or like somebody got a fucking new belt in karate or some shit.
Yeah.
And,
like a special dinner.
And I remember you walked in and there was like this weird like statue of like a clown with his like arms so you could like pose and he was giving you like a hug.
That's fucking crazy.
And they had like the fucking popcorn machine and it was like going in the lobby and it was just like kind of like a Ponderosa thing. Yeah, come here.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah, these guys got some excellent
Sunday
drinks.
morning.
I'm drinking on my pina colada and this is excellent, by the way. Thank you very much. Yeah, dude. So how old were you?
Oh, okay. So 19 or 20, maybe 20. So I've been doing this fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
My knees and elbows.
Oh, the knees are the first to go.
And I did not know what the fuck I was doing at all. Like nothing. I just wanted to be on that bar. I liked the way it looked. You know, those guys and those women look cool.
Ground round.
Yeah.
Where dreams are born.
One of them.
That's how you want to call it. Yeah. Dude, all I could think of when you were talking was the blender right beneath the tickets, and there would just be all these frozen drinks. There were nights I literally cried. I'm like, I can't.
So many frozen drinks.
How long back and just weep? My manager would come over like, Chris, it's gonna be all right. Just like it's not gonna be all right.
Stick with it, bro.
That's actually one of the cooler first jobs I've heard of. My jobs sucked. I worked at like Big Y for $5.10 an hour. Like that was it. Like that's a cooler first job. So what happened after that?
I stayed corporate for a minute. I went from Ground Round to. You ever heard of Outback Steakhouse?
I love
Small little operation.
I love.
I worked there for a while, and I was like a corporate trainer.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No
yeah,
shit.
That's how I learned how to make frozen drinks. I filled up the Wallaby Darn thing. You know, there's not a lot of booze in those.
That's amazing. And the funny thing is, I hear this a lot where dudes got their start in like bars like that. Like you go to like the fucking Red Robin, that's like they got all kinds of shit. That thing is fucking huge.
To be fair, there were more signature drinks on those menus back then. There were at like a Family or a dive bar or something.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So
Definitely.
you actually were mixing stuff together, and
That's awesome.
there's a little bit of that.
That's so awesome. I have a newfound like love and respect for you.
I'm so corporate, man. I like say the weirdest shit. They're like, "What did you?" I'm like, "Hey, listen, you're not in full uniform unless you got like your smile on and shit."
Where was Dimitrios? Where was yours? Where did your?
Well, I was. I don't know. I come from a stereotypical Greek family of restaurant owners. So my grandparents owned restaurants, mostly pizza places. Parents did the same thing. So I got my start in the kitchen.
Okay.
Started working full-time in restaurants at about age 12 in the kitchen. My parents did not give a shit about child labor laws at all. I didn't even get paid. It was great, but I never wanted for anything. So
I worked in a kitchen.
Bartenders now.
What's that?
Kitchen guys make good bartenders.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And I was like 18 years old. It was a Sunday night, and my parents' place, Spartans 2 in Southington, and Sunday nights we used to have karaoke, and it was like the busiest night of the week. And a bartender didn't show up. My mom's like, take off the apron and go back behind the bar. 18.
Okay.
18, almost 19. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. She's like, yeah, whatever, get back there. So I went back there, and that's it. I mean, that's where I started. And it was funny. I was bartending with this guy, Paulie. I'll never forget him. I was like, what if I don't know? Like back then, it was nothing. Like, you know, the mixology was like a Sex on the Beach or a Long Island.
Yep.
Usually it was like, you know, vodka sodas, vodka tonics, Jack and Coke, blah blah blah, beer shots, shit like that. But I'm like, what if somebody orders like a Sex on the Beach? He goes, just ask him what color it is, and make the cocktail that color.
That's all you got to do.
I said, just put anything in it. He goes, yeah, they don't fucking know what they're drinking. Don't worry about it. And that was my first piece. I'll never forget it, ever. My first piece of advice.
And we still do that to this day.
Yeah, pretty much. I tell everyone that. And, you know, from there, I actually loved it. Like, I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. Plus, it's cash money in your pocket every night.
Oh, yeah.
Every
That's
night.
the upside.
And now I was finally getting paid because I was making tips. I'm like, I'm staying back here.
Did you do like
Forget
a
the
night
kitchen.
on the bar and you're like, fuck this kitchen? Like,
The first night. I was
Moving
like, forget
on
that
up.
kitchen shit.
Moving on up.
Because I wanted to be a chef when I was younger, and I was talked out of that by 2 chefs at the time. They're like, no, you don't want to do that. Like, stay behind the bar, you're fine. And that's pretty much where it started. I mean, and again, I did it wrong for a really long time. But that's where I learned how to be a fast bartender. You know what I mean? Like doing volume stuff like that. Like, and then
develop regulars.
Exactly. And then the hospitality aspect of it. You know.
When did
I was less grumpy back then? That's for sure. So I enjoyed seeing people more often. I mean, I still enjoy seeing people, but I'd rather be on this side of the bar with them.
When did you get into cocktails?
I got into cocktails probably
What
around
was your, like a moment? Yeah.
2003-ish. Started, tinkering around with stuff. This was at my cousin's place in Waterbury, Vossi's. Still there, still pumping. And they were like the first ones to start doing like cocktails. I mean, most of the cocktails were like, like espresso martini, shit like that. But I mean, that stuff.
It's a great drink.
We were making espresso martinis before it was cool to make espresso martinis. Now all of a sudden these fucking people are like, oh, espresso martinis are just cool to drink. It's like, no, it's not.
I remember when that was
and
a
you
fad.
made fun of us when we were making those, and now everyone's making them. It's pretty funny, whatever. But yeah, I mean, then when I moved to New York, that's when I got into it more when I was working in the city, and then that's when I actually started competing too. When I was living down in New York, so it's been like since 2005, 2006, around there. That's when I really started getting into it and knowing exactly, like, started to actually do things the right way. Not shaking my old fashions or my Manhattans that people still do to this day. But
yeah, we're gonna get into that whole do's and don'ts.
But yeah, I would say around 2005, I guess, really to get into it.
Kind of like things were still kind of new back then. I think. I don't know. It's a little earlier than me, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they were definitely new. I mean, there was bars in the city, like employees only, opening at that time, which I started going to employees only from pretty much day one. I heard about this Greek bartender, Jason Kozmas. He's one of the owners of employees only, and I was like, oh, I gotta go support the Greeks. So I went, just became friendly with those guys, and I've, but that was like then in New York City, going there to employees only and just watching these guys rock it out. I'm like, holy fuck, I don't know anything.
Is that in Manhattan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, West Village.
Nice.
Awesome, world-renowned cocktail bars now. They just opened, I think, there's one in LA, there's one in Singapore,
really?
Hong Kong.
Nice.
A bunch of the bartenders got together. They put like $20 a shift in to a pot.
Yep.
And ended up opening a bar in Panama.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they're pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Imagine that. Well, they put it. I guess they were
for like 40 years.
It took them probably like a month to do it because they're busy as shit. It's awesome just to watch them work. It's an amazing thing. If you've never done it, go sit at the bar at employees only and see some bartenders.
So, I hate to admit it, but I've never been to your bar.
That's okay. You're forgiven.
If I drank, I would.
Yeah.
But like, I know you guys have events and shit. You had something going on a few weeks ago, and I wanted to go up there. You had like a bartenders guild thing going on.
Oh yeah, we had a Monkey 47 gin.
Yes,
came.
I was there.
Chris was there.
Yep.
Part of the USBG, the Bartenders Guild.
And you judge a lot of cocktail competitions.
I do more judging than competing now.
Okay.
I just don't have the time. A lot of these competitions now, anyone worthwhile to do, you really just can't wing it anymore. Or like just come up with a drink that week and be like, go and compete. Like, you have to put time in, or else you're not gonna win shit.
When you judge it, are you like sitting there and looking at the technique and then also tasting, or is it just based off the taste?
Well, both.
Okay.
So the competitions that we were doing with the USBG would be all blind. So the judges would not see the competitor while they were making the cocktail. So they wouldn't see the technique or anything like that. So or the person.
So they would just bring it to you.
They just bring it to you. You are a number, and they taste it, and all this good stuff. But I saw, as an outsider watching these competitions, a lot of fucked up technique, and I don't think anyone's going to really learn and get better if they're not getting corrected. And so now we have one judge. Anything for USBG, Connecticut, New Haven, or Hartford, it's pretty much one judge watching you and you engage that judge as a competitor, like you would engage a guest at your bar. You know what I mean? Like, you're a bartender. It's not just a cocktail. It's also about, you know, your personality and, you know, how you talk to your guests and your technique a little bit. What if you're like the sloppiest person? I don't see that, you know, behind the curtain, let's say, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you made a mess of the whole fucking bar, and I have no idea, and that's, to me, very off-putting. So we have one judge that kind of still critiques a drink.
One guy that's more taste.
Exactly. And then we have the other two that are, you know, blind judging, that don't know who the person is, and they just go off taste and taste alone.
Okay.
Presentation, aroma. There's like 5 different categories.
Aroma.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a category.
It's a big part, brother.
If it don't smell good, it's not going to taste good. So.
And it can't smell too
And those
bougie.
guys sit in the back
Yeah.
and get drunk and just
You and I did that. That was
pick
fun.
everything apart. Yeah, that was a time.
Have you ever judged a competition?
I judge. I don't compete as much ever. I never. It just doesn't interest me. Like, I don't know. I got nothing against it. I think it's good. I think it's great, like, to team build and learn shit. But yeah, I judge. I judge.
From afar.
You judgy fuck.
Judge right up close, man. Right in your face.
Yeah, that's I didn't know about that whole world until like we have a mutual friend, John Support. We all have mutual.
Oh, yeah.
He's all of our friends.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Did you call him the
Friday nights at
Porpoise?
Little River, John Tsipouras. Go see him. Handsome bastard.
I've known John. John's my brother's age. He's 2 years younger. I've known John since middle school, and I've been to parties at John's house where like his parents were home, and it was fucking bedlam. You know what the best? My favorite thing about John. Well, my favorite thing. One of my favorite memories of John is I'm talking about him like he's dead. He's very much alive. So,
He's working Friday, right?
Super 100.
Yeah, better be alive. He's got a shift.
100% straight Greek family.
Yeah.
House, everything's Greek, different way of like decorating it. And I remember downstairs, they had like a downstairs.
So you have the 12 gods somewhere, like
Yep.
sculptures. in the
Dude,
house.
sculptures everywhere. And I remember downstairs was like it was almost like an efficiency apartment because it had its own sink and like kitchen. And on the tables were these coasters, and it looked like old Phoenician, like mosaic, like with 2 people. And as I like pulled the coasters off of each other, they turned into sex positions. And they were like, you know, missionary.
Blowing up shots.
From
See
the
a
back.
lot of that in Greece. It's hilarious.
Dude, it was so funny. And I was like, oh my God, John, where the
awesome.
fuck did you get these? These are great. And he's like, they're my mother's. And I was like, I
John,
can't.
if you listen to this, bring those in.
Yeah, please bring those in.
Those are the new coasters at Little River.
Yeah. Sex coaster.
Yeah, and he also, his parents owned they owned a pizza restaurant, but they also did this thing at a bar called McCormick's in Bristol, and he would bring all of his friends. It would be like the Greek night thing.
Oh, yeah.
He would bring all his friends, and we'd just act like assholes.
Now, he was one of the first guys to like elevate restaurant programs too. Like, while we're on the topic of John
Totally,
Tsipouras.
Sure.
Totally.
And you know, that dude is such a pro. Like,
Yeah.
you got to talk about the well-rounded skills. Like, loves talking to people, loves like
Super
showing people
nice
a good
dude.
time, always looks polished, always keeps a clean station, makes tight ass drinks. Like, that dude's the man.
He's fucking great.
It's because he's Greek.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say.
I didn't know about like the DJ nights, and you throw the money.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just remember being
Were
like,
you the guy? Were you picking up the money off?
oh
the
yeah,
floor?
oh yeah. I'd be drunk as hell. I'd see like a 50. I'd put it under my foot and like scoot around the corner, and he would just laugh. And I'd be like, "Why is it?" He's like, "That's how they like pay the DJ. It's like it's
Yeah,
like,
it goes to the DJ or band or whatever.
Dude, Greek people were making it rain before anybody.
Oh, fuck yeah. I
It
say that
was
all the time.
Way before rap.
Ancient
You're,
Greece.
you're welcome.
Making
You're
it rain.
welcome.
That's fucking great, man.
You're welcome, world.
Yeah. How often do you travel back to Greece?
Before I settled down, baby, wife, I'd go 3-4 times a year. Just pack up and go. Like, I would be bartending. I had no responsibilities. Like, oh, it's Monday. Fuck it. Let me buy a ticket and be in Greece like the next week.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, but now last time I went was 2 summers ago. We baptized our daughter there, and then we're going again this year. Actually, we're going in July for a couple weeks.
Nice.
So we're gonna try to go every summer, and because my parents live over there, grandparents. I still have grandparents alive.
You stay anywhere particular?
Well, we go. My parents have a home in Athens, but my mom is from an island, so we go there.
Cool.
Because it's just like
Beautiful.
2 minutes from the beach. It's the water's gorgeous. I was spoiled growing up. Like I go to like the water, like the beach here. I'm like,
It's
not
it
even
is
close.
not the same thing. It's very.
So I always say I was very fortunate, spoiled to be raised going to Greece every summer. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll go there. We'll probably stay on the island. Hopefully, if we have time to go see my grandparents up in northern Greece, because my parents' backgrounds are very spread apart. Mm-hmm. They're on opposite sides of Greece. So if we have time, we'll go.
That's so cool to me.
Athens has a little bit of cocktail culture.
Amazing
For
cocktail
real.
culture. I mean,
Really?
and it's exploded in like the last I would say 7-8 years. And at one point they had 3 bars in the top 50 in the world.
Wow.
In a block from each other. With Gin Joint, that's where I really got to meet a lot of the guys and girls that are involved in the bar culture in Athens. Small little bar, very obviously gin centric.
Is that like the thing? Like, what's like your typical Greek drink?
Greeks just drink. I mean, Greeks drink more scotch than I've ever seen.
Really?
They drink.
I would have never thought that.
Oh my God, they drink scotch left and right. It's nuts. But I mean, over there, the gin joint is more. They have an ode to the classics, but they also do some nice house cocktails and stuff like that. Then you have Baba O Rum. I think that was like the first cocktail bar in Athens. Baba O Rum, rum joint, awesome. And then people that worked for those bars opened their own. So you got the Clumsies, which is now number 6 bar in the world, I think. And those guys are just crushing it. They're crushing it, winning awards left and right. And it's funny. My little cousins, we'd go, I went back to Greece a few years ago. She's like, want to go out for cocktails? And I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, I know a place that makes great old fashions. I'm like, what the fuck do you know about an old fashioned? She's like, this bar makes this great. This bar makes. So even the consumers are very educated over there too. So
nice.
That's what we're trying to do here more, but we'll get there, I guess.
It's a dope name, Clumsies.
The Clumsies,
That's very cool.
Yeah, they're rock stars. They travel the world. I make fun of them. I was like, you guys don't even fucking bartend anymore. They're on
you're just
planes
like rock
every
stars
day.
now.
Yeah, they do these awesome pop-ups. Where I think they just did one now in Athens on a rooftop, and they had, I think, 4 bars from the Latin American world. So they had a bar from Brazil, La Factoria from Puerto Rico. They had one from Argentina. And they brought these bar teams to Greece and through this dope pop-up.
That's
so
cool.
the people of Athens and their guests and their extended family see the world and try these cocktails. They took an old rundown hotel last year and did the American bar. So they took bars from the U.S. and took their bar teams over there, and they set up bar stations all over this old hotel and did a sick pop-up. They had Trick Dog from San Francisco, I think Employees Only, the Nomad. They had a bunch of big name bars, that award-winning bars. So
You know what I used to have John make me back in the day?
What?
This is my signature drink. Like, if you didn't see one of these in my hand, something was wrong. Midori sour.
Yeah, dude. I fuck with a Midori sour.
Dude,
I don't do straight. You can't do all Midori though.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
cut it with some hard liquor. Yeah.
Well,
Nowadays.
is that still a bottle you'll see on a bar every once in a while now? Is that still do they make like cool new drinks with Midori ever?
I mean, people have been. Dave Roth, you know David Roth?
Sure, yeah.
Dave Roth was messing around. Dave Roth's. Do you know Dave Roth?
I've heard of the name.
Messy. They called him Messy.
Okay.
A short Jewish fella. Mm-hmm. Him and I actually started the Connecticut chapter of the Guild about 10 years ago.
It's quite a description.
He's my little Jew. What's the big deal?
Before you said fella, I thought you were going to say short Jewish fuck, and I was like, is he really?
He could be one of
I
those
think Dave
too.
Roth would be fine with that.
I love you, David Roth. You know that. No, Dave is an amazing bartender. He he was a Hartford guy for many years. Pig's Eye Pub.
He is a Hartford pioneer. He
is,
He
100%.
started USBG shit. That's how I met him at a meeting. Like Wooden Tap, I think, back in the day. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Him and Paul, I think, were trying to get everyone to start it up.
It was me, Paul.
You were there?
Yeah. It was me and Dave. So the reason, can I just say how we started the Guild, or
that was my next question.
So it's a funny story. So I've heard of David Roth from people because I was very Waterbury, whatever.
I just love how we're like, complimenting the shit out of all these dudes.
That's where we're
But I mean, listen, they need to be complimented. They need to be talked about. These are guys that started what we're doing, and
got us into it. Yeah.
Of course. And so I heard of this guy. They're like, yeah, Dave Roth, he does cocktails. I was like, nah, fuck him. He can't do cocktails like me. Who is this fucking guy? Obviously, just a little shit talking. So we actually finally ended up meeting. It was Bombay Sapphire competition, which is something that we had.
That's another one, dude. I would think that would be the Greek like national liquor,
man.
Just the blue to match the water.
Oh, yeah. They do drink a lot of gin too. They do drink a lot of everything. But anyway, so it was the Bombay Sapphire competition. It was at the casino. It was just poorly run. This is going back honestly 10 years, and I finally get to meet this David Roth, this messy guy, and we through our friend Josh Picard. So we're talking whatever, and he was kind of like the same as like, who's this fucking guy making cocktails in Waterbury? He can't be better than me, blah blah blah. So we met, we just like hit it off instantly, and there was another fellow there by the name of Joe Aceto, and he won the competition. And he won the competition, which we thought was a bullshit cocktail, and he won it a couple times. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. It's gonna.
No, keep
Trust me.
Building up.
So we're like, this is bullshit. I was like, we need to legit, because I was a member of the New York chapter, so I saw how things were run and stuff like that. I'm like, we need to legitimize this. We can't have this kind of stuff going on. Blah blah blah. And from that conversation, pretty much we started the guild. We always joke around saying that every year during the Bombay Sapphire competition is our anniversary. Mm-hmm. So we're on 10 years now, anniversary of being friends. So anyway, so we get the conversation going. I contact the right people about starting the chapter. We get all our stuff. Now we have to find a council. So I'm like, okay, I'm president. You're vice president. We're like, all right, we need a secretary and a treasurer. So we're like, all right, who the fuck? So Diego from Barcel Pisco, Diego, he is very active in the guild, and he's Connecticut based. Mm-hmm. So we're like, let's go talk to Diego, get him on the council, and he doesn't have to do shit. We'll do everything. Just put your name on there, just so we look a little more legit, because nobody knows us from Adam. And we're like, fuck, all right, who else? And so the same guy we were making fun of, we actually went and approached Joe Aceto, and I didn't know him at all. I just didn't like him because he kept winning everything, but rightfully so. Joe's amazing. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, the guy we were making fun of, now we are recruiting to be on the council with us, and Joe is one of my dear friends to this day. Like, I'm so glad that we made fun of him and went and approached him. And he's a lead. Like, I've never seen this guy's fast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a fast bartender, and everyone loves him, and he's a great guy. But that's how we started the chapter, the guild, and it was tough for a long time because people really didn't get the whole craft cocktail thing in Connecticut, and especially then, you know what I mean? And it was in Connecticut, it was just big enough of a state to make it difficult for people to get around, to go to different events and stuff like that. And I mean, fast forward to now, where we were kind of forced into choosing a city for the USBG Connecticut, so we chose New Haven because most of our members are down on that side, that part of the state, down on the coast or whatever, and opened up the gates for Chris and Khalid and Aaron and Conrad and the rest of the guys and girls up in this part in the Hartford area to start their chapter, and they've been crushing it. I think you guys got your 50 people, right?
No, but
just about.
We should.
You got to 50 way faster than we did. So
we're gonna get there real soon.
So now these guys could focus on up here. We could focus down there, and we
work
unite.
In concert too.
Yeah, definitely,
and
absolutely.
Chris,
very helpful.
Tell me like the ins and outs, like the mission of the Bartenders Guild. I never really understood the whole thing. What is it like? Is it just like it's almost like a union of bartenders?
I don't know if it's a union as much as it is. Can you hear me? Am I good? Yeah.
Here.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
The way I look at it is it's a essential organization because it's a network of education, fellowship, and it provides tremendous opportunities and the ability to
camaraderie.
travel and it's hard for me to even like catalog all the benefits because I just kind of like know them, you know, like Dim's a great example of what the USBG can do for you. You know, he's been a lot of places in the world, right? Like because of the USBG.
It connects all the bartenders.
It does. It really does. Your network is vast. Right now, there's about 6,500 bartenders in the that are members of the guild nationally in the U.S. And we're not even the biggest guild in the world. I think Spain is. Spain's insane. But you know, when we started this chapter, we were, I think, number 17 in the country. Now there were on 70.
It's growing so fast.
Yeah, it's growing big time, and with that comes its challenges for the national. We split up the country into, I believe, 5 regions, so it's easier to handle. And there's a vice president. There's a national board, and then there's vice presidents for each region, which I think is changing to chairperson and 2 co-chair people per region, so they could be managed a little bit easier with and it's all volunteer.
It's kind of like a crew, like a gang. Like you're a new upcoming bartender.
Except way more badass.
Yeah. And someone comes in approaches you hey guys, how do I get into the guild?
I will say the more members, the stronger it gets.
Totally.
Without a question. And
and the more street cred we get.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's awesome.
Because
that's very cool. I like that.
Now brands are coming more to us to see what they could do in the state instead of them just be like, oh, who the fuck are these guys? We're going to do our own thing.
I didn't even think of that.
That's it. Now the brands are coming to us.
The actual liquor makers.
Yeah. Suppliers, distributors, everybody.
On that, it's still growing thing, it's I don't think we've even really fully actualized what the guild can do for people too.
True,
it's new opportunities coming up all the time.
All the time. And just it was going back to your network. Say Chris wants to go to San Francisco. All right, aside from knowing Matt.
Yeah, I know Matt. Yeah.
All right, forget San Francisco. Let's say
LA.
Austin.
I don't know anyone in
there
LA.
You go, LA. So he's like, hey Dimitri, I'm going to LA. Could you hook me up? Sure. Send an email to the LA chapter.
That's awesome.
And they'll hook you up. Their people will, even if they can't get you a hotel, hey, you want to crash on my couch or whatever.
You might even get a shift.
Take you out. Yeah. Seriously.
That's awesome.
And you just make you make friends. There's other I've made a lot of my good friends that I around the country that I talk to all the time through directly through my involvement with the USBG and other programs that kind of spun off of the USBG and stuff like that. And it's I love it. I mean, you get what you put into it too. You know what I mean? You could anybody could throw up $125 a year and then just fuck off and not do anything. You know what I mean? But if you're going to be an active, if you're going to get active and go to events and network and stuff like that, you get a lot out of it.
And that's per person. That's like a
$125 per person.
Your dues per year.
Per year, yeah.
That's good.
And it was only it was $100 for about 40 years, I think it was, and then they just bumped it up
it's
$125
$10 a month.
Yeah,
just get rid of that gym membership you're not using. By the way, this is
my wife's going to be listening to this. Don't give her any ideas.
When did it start? When would the when did it start in the U.S.? When was it put together?
Jesus Christ, nice, huh? It started. I think it was in the 50s or 60s in Long Beach, California. And
really,
yeah, it's so weird.
That's crazy.
And then not much happened after that. There was I think a chapter in New York, Vegas, San Fran. Those are the big chapters even now. Those are the biggest chapters. I think San Fran might be the biggest, I think. But Vegas got a huge one. New York's got a big one. And then it exploded more about 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what people really started getting active.
Probably the advent of the internet coming in and being connecting all these people.
Dave Roth made it.
Dave Roth made the internet.
That's awesome. I never knew about that. I was always very curious as to what it actually was.
Yeah.
And now I know.
Yeah.
And I think now a lot of people know, because I bet you there's people that are listening that always wonder the same thing, what the fuck is a bartender's guild?
Yeah, we encourage people. We listen, you don't have to sign up right away. Come to an event, see if you like it. See you come to one or two, and then it's kind of shit or get off the pot time. But most people do sign up. We run a lot of specials sometimes. I know for a membership drive for the Hartford chapter. Fernet Branca paid half the dues per person. So all you
those guys are very, very active in all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I go to my brother's house and half his fucking wardrobe is like that shit. He's got hoodies, fucking hats.
I like the hats.
Unapologetically love Fernet, love their product, love their company, love their people.
If people know me, they know I do not like Fernet. I am sorry. Listen, Fernet, I love you. You guys are awesome. I actually like the Menta Branca a lot better.
Menta rules.
Menta Branca, I like. If I could drink anything, it'd be Menta Branca.
You know, like those like Jaeger chiller things. I got like a Fernet Menta one.
I got one because of you.
Yeah, dude.
See that? There's a network.
Only
right
two
there.
in the States.
There's two in the States. I have one behind my bar. He's got one behind his bar.
What kind of
USBG.
liquor is it?
It's a bitter. It's an Amaro.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are. I hate to use a pun, but you're speaking fucking Greek to me when we like talk about like.
Appropriate.
Yeah, when we're talking about liquor, like I had
Bitter
to have
Italian liqueur.
I had to have Matt break it down like for me. Like, I stopped drinking maybe like 12 years ago, and the two things towards the end that I enjoyed drinking all the time were Knob Creek and
Midori Sour.
Midori. Well, when I was early drinker, when I was
Can
young,
I get a Midori Sour with a Knob Creek back? Close me out.
When I was super, when I was super young, it was White Russian.
Love White Russian.
Midori Sour. You can like put a sexy twist on a White Russian if you're like going.
There's a
towards
lot of shit you can do with a White Russian.
Oh, yeah.
You're going towards that way, but
We use a ton of heavy cream in my bar.
that was really it.
Oh shit.
The whole fucking section of the menu, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's funny.
So actually, speaking of your brother, that's how I met your brother. Was because of the USBG, basically.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is. It's funny because I met Matt in Portland before I even knew who you were. Like, we only met recently.
Yeah.
But it's funny how I knew his brother. I knew Matt I've known him for. I think I met him at Portland Cocktail Week like 6-7 years ago, and it was a USBG event.
And were you guys like, oh, you're from Connecticut?
Well, it's
those
funny.
things?
Yeah, exactly. It was so the last night of Portland Cocktail Week. It was kind of like an expo of every chapter of the USBG had a table set up. You had a sponsor. You made a cocktail, and attendees would come in and they would go up to the table, say New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire, whatever, doesn't matter. And we had Connecticut. It was all Connecticut decorated. We had a Whalers flag. We were super proud of our shittiness and all that good stuff. And so we made a great cocktail. Oh, me too. Fuck everyone.
I love Connecticut. Fuck everyone.
So I saw this, and it was funny because I see this dude dancing in front, like, because we were by the DJ.
Oh man, I got some stories for you.
He's dancing like nobody is watching. I was like, I love this fucking guy. Like, he does not give a shit.
When Matt is two different people. Like, he's a very soft-spoken dad. Mm-hmm. When he's like I think he's kind of changed over the years, but when he used to come back here before he moved to San Fran, when he was in Cincinnati, and when he was in probably like 7 years ago when he did move to San Fran, he would come back here. And I remember one night we all went to Pig's Eye. And he just got fucking loose. Okay? And he's got a pint glass. And I don't know what he was doing, but like, people are dancing, everybody's dancing, and I'm just like sitting there talking to somebody in the corner, and I see Matt start doing like this crazy dance in the middle where he was putting his foot out and kicking his foot.
I saw that's the dance.
But going like around
like he has a dance.
Yes, I saw that dance.
And it's, if you don't know him, it's kind of scary. You're like, wow, this guy's like gonna like.
He's kind of a big dude too.
He's gonna
He's
like
a big
hurt
guy,
somebody.
and you see arms and legs
and like
everywhere.
He's got like a hardcore background. So
Yeah,
he's basically dancing, but like moshing almost. But he's like doing this
Soft
high.
mosh.
It's almost like a can, and he's kicking his hand, but the whole time he's got a fucking pint glass full of liquor in the other hand, right? And all of a sudden, I just see him turn and throw the pint glass against the wall and start doing like another dance. And this huge fucking the bouncer just now he's on his radar.
Sure.
And he comes over and he grabs Matt, and Matt's just like, get the fuck off me. I was like, hey, I looked at the guy, I go, hey man, hey, I'll make sure he doesn't do anything like that again. And I think he did, and we all got kicked out of the bar. Dude, it was fucking hilarious.
That's the dance. That's the dance that I witnessed.
He did a guest shift at Little River, and
Yeah.
I would not have pegged him for a dancer at all. Like,
No, when he's doing some shit like that, and now today, he's very, like, professional.
this is kind of weird to me. Yeah, like
Oh,
I
dude.
cannot. Yeah.
Dude,
Well, I witnessed this about, it was obviously pre-dad, Matt. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like probably 6-7 years ago, and I was like, this fucking guy's great. He just did not care. I think he was the only guy dancing.
heard
Seriously,
his
like
bar
the only
kicks
person
ass.
dancing.
Bar kicks
Oh
ass.
yeah, I love going there. I love that bar. It's so cool.
Yeah. I've
It's
never
very cool.
been to his bar, but we met that night. He's like, "Oh, you're from
Blackbird, San
Connecticut."
Francisco.
Yep. Market
There it is,
Street.
Yeah, and we were bullshitting, and we like the conversation was like, "Oh, you're from Bristol." I was from Waterbury. We started talking about like tattoos and stuff, and then
John Tsipouras.
John Tsipouras. And then we started talking about tattoos.
Dave Roth was there.
Dave Roth. Actually, I went because of Dave Roth. So thank you, Dave Roth. But yeah, that's how we met, and we knew like a lot of the same people, like Pete Morrissey,
Yep.
a lot of the hardcore guys that I know from Waterbury. Excuse me, and that's how I met him because and then actually I would call him because I started doing cocktails on draft at my bar, and I know he rocks it out big time.
What do you have on draft over there?
I have an old fashioned on draft,
Really?
and we have something good. It's called.
So do you pre-mix that, and like
Yeah.
does it come from like a keg or like an open like?
No, we get the corny keg, like the old soda kegs.
Okay.
That pops the top. We make the cocktail, dilute it, everything. It's craft cocktail going into the keg, and then we just dispense it. Because I got sick and tired of stirring old fashions when we first opened. We'd make like 100 a night. I'm like, fuck this. This is
Yeah.
for the birds. So I kegged it. But it was your brother that I would call, and he kept me on the phone, and he would just walk me through the process, and that's how I learned how to do keg cocktails.
They do weird shit over there that it's on. They have like 3 or 4 things you can run through the tap over there.
Yeah.
And I remember for one of the times I was out there, he had a hot coconut soup that was coming through, and he was putting a liquor in it, and people were drinking out of this weird mug. It was a fucking soup,
That's
and it was
sick.
warm. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? They do.
Where are they heating up the keg?
Dude, so
Right?
I don't know
It was
how he did it. It was a warm coconut soup. I don't know what the fuck was going on. But yeah,
Kept it in a
great.
bath of hot water.
I believe
Matt, I'm calling you. I'm gonna call you and figure this out.
or maybe it wasn't warm, but like he will hear this and he'll call me and correct me. When I had him on my podcast, he just
Stop
starts
telling people we have soup on draft.
he starts laughing, and I was like, what? And he's like, I was like, are you gonna tell people that I embellish a lot? And he was like, sometimes. And then he goes, let me just correct a couple stories I've heard. And he like went through all these stories and like fixed them for me. Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you got so what's in the something good?
Something good. So again, when we first opened the bar, people would come in and expect, because they knew me, and I was the cocktail, person in Waterbury, whatever that might mean. But they knew to come to the bar.
Waterbury's mixologist.
Yeah, great. There's a fucking title. So these same people that I was serving Bud Lights to, 6 months ago, now they want cocktails. They want this. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is cool. Like this is what
how
I'm
it's
here
supposed to
do.
happen, yeah.
Exactly. So, but they didn't know what they wanted.
Yeah.
So they're like, just make me something good. I'm like, fucking. So as a joke, it was 3 of my buddies. I'm like, these fucking assholes. So I do a vodka sour basically with, I was gonna make it as like girly as possible. Sorry for the word girly, but floral.
Yeah.
So these guys are never gonna like this drink. They're gonna stop busting my balls to make it for them. So I did elderflower, some creme de violet, and a vodka sour. I topped it with a little club soda. Well, it backfired because they're like, dude, that's the best thing I've ever had.
Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
Wow.
And they were crushing them. I'm like, fuck. So
Now I got to make this.
so now
all
I
the
gotta
time.
make this, and I was like, you know what? Let's put something good on draft. And now, even when people come in the bar, they still like, I don't know, maybe something good. We're like,
Yep, we got
here you
some-
go. They're like, what's this? They're like, it's something good.
I
It's
always
on the menu. There it is.
I always thought that you like changed the recipe on that, like whenever you wanted to. Like something good was like a catch-all for.
No, we kept
whatever the
we've
fuck
kept
I'm
it
gonna
the
put in
same
that
because
keg.
people
All
would
right.
get mad at us. Like if we changed a little bit, they're like, oh, this is not the something good. I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's a staple. It's been there since we've opened. You know what I mean? And if I'll keep it on. People keep drinking it. We go through 5 gallons basically every few days. I mean,
Nice.
Why not?
Do you guys have any draft cocktails?
I have 0 draft system.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah.
That's one of those things that fucks Little River up sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Guys come in and they just assume.
That you have beer or
What do you have on draft?
Yeah.
We don't have drafts. And it's like this like dull, like this dead moment.
Yeah.
Like They don't know what to say to me.
Just an awkwardness.
Yeah, like why?
Weird silence.
Like, listen, I don't. The reason is because there's not a lot of room for it, and it gets messy, and we wanted to have like a compact beer program, you know.
So you do have like a beer program, like for cans and bottles.
I think bottles and cans, we do pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many selections you got, approximately? Because you got that one cool.
We have menu-wise. Right? I think we have about 8 or 9, and then I usually got 3 or 4.
You just rotate.
Yeah.
You rotate some stuff. Yeah.
Shit gets out of stock, or something comes up real quick.
Sure. When you guys opened, there was no beer, was there? Or
there was, but it wasn't as expansive as it is now.
Okay.
I kind of modeled a lot of stuff we did after like bars I went to in the Lower East Side and stuff. Yeah. And they usually had like a beer or two, right? Like a lighter beer and a darker beer, maybe. Sure. If you were, if they were ambitious, they would have like 2 or 3, right? And I learned early on that wasn't going to fly.
No,
like,
not in Connecticut. No,
you need your IPAs. You need a couple IPAs.
Yeah, of course.
They're so hot some right representative of most styles. Mm-hmm. So we quickly started to build, and I don't know. I drink our beer, like I like it. You know what I do? I like the. I'm not into I can't chase beer anymore. It grows so fast, and the thing that's hot is like by the time you get wind of it, it's like some other beer is like the cool shit beer.
It's an insanely fast growing thing, right?
Plus all the
God bless the dudes who do like there are guys who are on that, and I'm like, man,
and it's too fast for them.
I don't know. I'm back into like classics. I love Brooklyn Lager. I'm drinking a PBR right now.
Mm-hmm. PBR is great. We saw that.
Dude, I used to be able to get a case of bottles for like $12.99, and it would be so fucking cold, and I would just bring that with me when I would go to a keg party because I didn't want to drink the keg beer.
You know what I like? Heineken Light.
Nice.
Whoa. Yeah. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Right?
That's a real sneaker.
Zing.
Heineken, I enjoy Heineken.
Go get a Heineken Light if you're listening.
I love Heineken when I'm in Europe. Yeah. Like when I go to Greece, because
it's probably a little different, right?
They brew it right in Athens. So it's like fresh. It's delicious. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the sea air, I don't know, whatever, but it's just crushing Heinekens overseas is awesome. Mm-hmm. And I actually can't wait. I'm going to Heineken on, I think, Wednesday.
I've been to that one in Amsterdam.
Have you really?
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah. I'm so looking forward to that. It's not.
Dude, it's so cool. Get a bike, ride around town, go to the Van Gogh Museum, do some mushroom tea.
Is this for a guild thing?
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Get to travel the world.
Sending Dim to Amsterdam.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Eat a space cake.
Or
no, hell no. Last time I ate anything marijuana based was in fucking Portland, Oregon during Portland Cocktail Week.
Oh yeah.
And I thought I was gonna have to call myself an ambulance. I was tweaking out.
You don't fuck with weed at all?
No. I'll probably, because I don't want to be a rude guest to the Amsterdam people, I'll probably take a puff or two out of joint or something.
I just love that.
Just to go to the. Listen, I'm a man of the people.
I love that that's their thing. I'm a huge medical marijuana advocate, and I'd like to go there one day just to see what it's all about.
And it's great because I've been like researching like menus and stuff. I was like, I don't want to get like stupid high. Like that's not fun for me. Like, I haven't smoked in years. I don't, it's just not my thing. But I'm going to go there, and it's cool. Like, you see the menus, and it describes the high as well.
That's amazing.
And one is like, there's a bunch of super mellow. I'm like, oh, that's for me.
That's for
I'm
me.
the super mellow guy. I want to have a coffee, like an actual coffee. Maybe take a couple of puffs of a joint, put it out, and I did it. That's it.
I'm not trying to connect with my past life right now.
I'm not trying to end up in a Dutch hospital. Something like that.
I lit up a cigarette once at one of those coffee shops.
Do they frown upon that?
Thought I murdered someone.
No shit.
Oh, hell yeah. Frowned upon.
Really?
They were about to call the police. It was insane. I was like, this is such a... I cannot believe the reaction I'm getting. Everyone's smoking something in here, but, it's like... And I was so embarrassed.
And it's weird, though, because you would have thought it was all right, because in Europe, they mix their
stupid
weed and tobacco.
Totally,
exactly. Yeah.
That's funny.
I looked like a straight
You'd be fine going in Greece, because there's a nationwide ban, obviously, like the rest of the European Union with smoking. You go to any bar in Greece, and there's non-smoking signs everywhere, but there's ashtrays on every fucking table, every bar. Like, they will revolt. They will kill people if you try to take away their cigarette rights.
Wow.
I mean, they've taken the rights away, but they don't give a shit.
But they're just like, fuck it, we're not conforming.
They'll get a fine, maybe. They'll get a fine once in a while. Like,
non-compliance.
Greek non-compliance, cigarette prohibition.
It's a real culture war going on.
That's why we're so far ahead. Yeah.
How long are you going there for?
Where, Holland?
Yeah.
We leave. I actually fly out tomorrow night, Monday night, Memorial Day. Land at 7:30 a.m. Dutch time, and then I fly back Friday morning. So
Cool.
3 full days.
Nice.
3 full days, and then I'm back early afternoon on Friday. And they have a bunch of stuff scheduled for us. There's a bunch of free time too. I'm actually going to get a tattoo on Tuesday night from a Connecticut guy, Bill Loika.
Where did he used to work?
I don't know if he ever worked in Connecticut.
He's just from here.
Yeah, he's done stuff here because I saw some stuff on his Instagram. I stalked him. But Joe Capobianco from Hope Gallery, we did a pop-up at Highland Brass, a tattoo pop-up, and he did all Bill Loika flash work.
Oh, cool.
And so I totally forgot about it, and I contacted Joe. I'm like, hey, is any spots in Amsterdam? And he's like, Bill. I was like, oh, shit. So I went back and forth, going to see him on Tuesday night to go see a tattoo, get a tattoo. But we have a lot of stuff scheduled. There's actually a bar show in Amsterdam on Monday and Tuesday. So we're guests to the show on Tuesday afternoon for a few hours. Then we're doing Heineken, I think, on Wednesday, and Bowls. Geneva. We're doing some Geneva taverns, and Bowls is going to take us on a nice thing because they have like their whole team from the whole world basically there in Holland now. So a lot of the brand ambassadors from all over the states and all over the rest of the world are there. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be hanging out with those people. And I actually have a couple friends of mine that I met through the guild that are on that trip because they're brand ambassadors. So get to hang out with some friends that I never get to see here, but I'll get to see them in Amsterdam. So it's fun the way it works out.
You've lived in Waterbury your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much. I was born and raised in Waterbury. I've lived in New York, Miami, Greece, but I always come back.
Do you know Darren?
Darren? Yeah.
Darren Brass?
Of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if you were around back in the day. Yeah.
Well, he started my sleeve.
Yeah.
Back when and then he's like, hey, man, he's like, going to shoot this show in Miami. He's like, I can't finish. I'm like, all right, whatever. What are you going to do?
You ever go down and visit?
No, I haven't been back. I haven't been back to Miami since I left in 2001.
I probably go down there. Well, for the last few
I'd love
years,
to go.
I've gone like once a year.
Nice.
I just sleep
He's
on his
chilling
couch.
down there, huh?
He's got one little spot. I've been working on this tattoo since like 2004.
That's awesome.
Okay, and I got this one little thing right here that I got to finish. But I love going down there. I thought it would be miserable with how hot it is, but like I like
in the summertime. It is
Miami's
miserable.
Cool. Yeah, and
summertime sucks.
No, I'll go there like March.
Oh,
Fuck that
100%.
shit. I'm
I
not
moved
fucking
there.
going there in like August. Fuck you.
I moved there in August.
Really?
With a car with no air conditioning. You know when people say, "Oh, it's the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life"? That was
That's
the
one of them.
stupidest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's one of
it
them.
was horrible. But I mean, Miami, another place that that's got a great cocktail culture too. And I want to go visit so bad, but I don't know. We should go down. Want to go down to Miami?
Yeah. Oh my God, I've never been. Yeah.
You've never been?
No.
It's good.
I feel like, I mean, look at me. Like, I would crush Miami. Like, I'm for that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sleep in, party all night. Like, I could do that.
I don't do regular. I stay in South Beach where he lives. I've never. I went into regular Miami once to go to a sneaker
How the
store.
fuck have I never gone there, you know?
It's like I never thought I would go to Miami. My parents live in Florida, but they live on the Gulf Coast.
Oh, okay.
But I never
Never been to the Gulf Coast.
But it's very cool. I've been down there a couple of times and been like, I could work down here. I could live
in
here.
Miami or
Yeah.
oh yeah,
South Beach.
Yeah, you can make a go of it. Yeah,
I can make it
It's
work
super,
here.
it's super chill. It's super like just people are just
Like,
laid back.
If you woke up in Miami, you'd be like, I don't know. I can make this work.
There's worse places to wake up, I guess.
It's very cool. It's very different, like the whole Lincoln Road and like all that shit. But it's just like half. Like those dudes made it work with that shop, but like it's all tourists.
Oh yeah,
Like they have people come in there. 50% of the people come in there can't even fucking speak English.
Sure.
They're all from Brazil or fucking Portugal or something.
Awesome.
And they just like look and they like point and they okay, let's get it
flash
started.
work done. See you
Yeah,
later.
that's
Give me all your fucking money.
Yeah, I sat in there for like 6-7 hours at a time, and I've just watched it happen. I'm like, this
shit.
is fucking crazy, so crazy.
Kind of like that. I never really thought about like Miami's got to feel like a multicultural city, right? Like there's probably international.
Totally, you're not in like you're in like a big melting pot of the world there.
Yeah, the Latin world mostly. Definitely. I mean, that's how it was back then. But, I mean, great food. Food down there is awesome.
It just reminds me, I met this guy on like a train in Spain once, and he was from Pakistan. He's like, I love America. I've been to Las Vegas, Miami, and New York City. I'm like, that's not
Nailed
really
it.
the whole kit. I mean, those are dope places, but
Those are places
that isn't America.
Yeah, those are places that you go where you don't feel like you're in America. Nothing.
Like we go to those places to
get
forget
away.
we're fucking here.
I went to a Lebanese restaurant on Friday night in Midtown.
Okay.
It's called Elili. And Elili in Lebanese means show me more.
I like it.
Yeah, it was very good. It was excellent. Then we went to like a black metal show. And then I
Nice.
drove home that night. And, dude, every time I go down there, I want to stay, but I'm like, fucking no, I can make it home. And by the time I get to Waterbury, dude, I'm like moving my legs, like trying to stay awake.
Windows open.
Basically drunk. Basically drunk. Oh, man. What can we expect? I'll give you this question. What can we expect from you in Little River in the next year or two? Do you have any things that you're doing or expanding or opening?
Yeah. I got a lot of shit lined up. I haven't been doing much lately. You know, like been incubating.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get a manager so I can kind of step back and I want to open another bar really bad.
Okay.
I'm starting to get the itch like so hard, and I think when we opened Little River, it was never meant to be high volume. So
It turned into it. Yeah.
it's okay, but I mean, like
When you
compared to
got-
like other restaurants, it's like they'd be miserable if they did my sales.
When you
know?
guys first opened, I've definitely walked in and left like 2 times because I couldn't even stand in there.
That does happen every now.
I was
and
like,
again.
wow, these dudes are fucking packed right now.
So Ben shows up on like a Friday at fucking 10:30 and thinks the bar's killing it. You know, it's like, come over in on Monday at 5. You know, I'll show you what's up.
Where are we? Can you disclose location or desired location?
Yeah. Of course, I'll say anything. I don't know if it's smart, but I want to stay in Hartford. Like I want to do. I think Hartford could use another bar from me.
Where?
Why not?
Not too close to the existing bar, but where?
No, and you know what? That worries me. I'm like, am I gonna cannibalize? I love Little River. Like, I want to protect it, but
Yeah, how are you going to do it without like crossing
it's gonna be a
markets?
radically
Different
different
concept,
concept.
sure.
Yeah, I want to get back into like
We need a fucking tiki bar, like a legit tiki bar.
yeah, I know.
You looking at like you're obviously going to take over like an existing
A
spot
tiki
that's
bar.
for sale or like
Yeah. I want to get off cocktails. You know, like there's other things I think that are really cool about bars now. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like cocktails. Been there, done that. But you feel that some way sometime. It's like quality drinks are a expectation now, not a destination.
Yeah.
So how do we speed that up? How do we make it more accessible? How do we streamline that? But like, what are the other aspects of a bar? You know, like that I want to mess with. I've been like really thinking about it, and I want to like do more of like an interactive bar and kind of like a bounce back from like social media and stuff. Like getting people to meet each other in like a real time
Without
place and
all that.
shit, and like. If you could do something to get people to not take their phone out of their pocket because they're distracted by like the urgency of what's going on at the bar and stuff, that's kind of what I'm fascinated by right now.
I
And I
like
think
that.
like a meeting place where good cocktails are a given, but the menu's not as extensive as mine. You know,
you thinking West End? Would you even consider West Hartford?
West Hartford would not consider me.
Oh, why? Because of like
I think they have like I don't think they give out cafe license. I remember when we were going through it with Little River, we knew West Hartford was not an option. You have to sell so much food in order to maintain a liquor license, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now that you think of it, I don't think there are like in the center. I don't think there are any standalone
There is not
bars.
Is there a
No.
single standalone bar in
No.
West Hartford?
No, there's World
that I know
of
of. Not
Beer,
that I know of.
but they have
That's
all
a
that
restaurant.
fucking
That's a
food.
restaurant.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
restaurant. That's the only thing that I could think that
Yeah.
it's even
No,
like.
you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't think of one thing. It's all a restaurant with bars.
It's restaurant bars, yeah.
So you got to show receipts for food sales, and
That's
that's
crazy.
not really my thing. I sell alcohol. Yeah.
It would be cool if they did. Like you could like take that whole area over.
I would love to have access to market, but yeah.
I hear the rent's pretty pricey.
Oh, dude, this
West
is West Hartford, and it's like you're not getting all the
price of admission is not the same as where I'm at. Yeah,
So would you consider like West End?
I would. Yeah,
That would be. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I would
West
consider
End.
West End. I would consider downtown.
I was also that was
I
my
like downtown.
That was my second.
I like
Like I'm visualizing
downtown
it for
could
you.
use a shot in the arm. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Trumbull Kitchen up to
Me and
the
Dim talk about this
stadium.
shit. He might join
time.
in with me on this. Yeah,
That would be
Down.
sick.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
That would be sick.
I will.
Okay.
I could definitely see you like on that main
You
street.
know, like
right
it's
there.
kind of funny. Like the more we talk, like our sensibilities kind of like are aligned. Like
Yeah.
he wants to do kind of the same thing I do at this point, and I don't know.
I'd love to see that. That would be very cool.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
It gets discussed. You know, like I was saying though, Little River was like a showroom. No one would finance anything. No one wanted anything to do with us, and we made it work. And you know, now people like cop our ideas and stuff, and that's, I mean, whatever. That's cool.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. But people have come to the bar, met me, seen what we do, and now they're like, "Yeah, when's the next one? I want in." And I'm like, "All right." So it worked in that sense, like kind of almost right on time. We have people interested in investing now. That's really fucking exciting.
That's cool.
Pretty much the whole battle, right?
Yeah.
there is the funding.
Such a good feeling.
Finding the
Otherwise,
money,
I mean,
man.
he's how many ideas could he has countless ideas.
Right.
Like, you know, the concepts are there, the ideas are there. It's, you know, that fucking thing
Yeah.
called money sometimes. That's
That's
not.
the fucking hitch.
Yeah.
That's the fucking
That's
hitch. There's
the
so
hitch.
many.
It's what I still can't wrap my head
Restaurants,
around
too.
too is like people dump money into restaurants that just seem like they're never gonna break even.
Yeah.
But it's like I can show someone like a plan with like this is actually going to be profitable if
Yeah.
X amount of people walk through the door. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know, is it me? Like, am I fucking that?
No.
Right? I'm cool, right?
Well, if I was a person with money and I was like, I'd like to get behind somebody that's got a good, you know, vision and product. Looking at you and what's happened over the last 2 years, I'd be like, okay, if this dude's going to do something again, like I want in. You know, I'd
Right,
like to
yeah.
fund
yeah,
him.
yeah.
But-
Were you self-financed on that one, or
Yeah. We
That's a tough fucking road, man.
built our bar with. I am not what you call a handy person at all, and I'm still not. I tried to nail one nail into the bar because we built our bar from scratch. I
Got
tried to put
tetanus.
one nail. No,
I'd have to see from a
Corey
fucking
did.
rusty nail.
Corey did.
Corey? Actually, yeah, someone
My
did.
business
yeah.
partner. I fucking.
What's up, Corey?
I go to.
Love that dude.
God.
Right? That's a weird one.
Shit, Corey's listening. He's not awake.
It's Corey.
So I go to nail one nail into the top of the bar. I fucking shank it. It goes right into his gut. Like it hits him right here. He takes a picture of it. He circles it. He now has a nail tattooed in the same spot that I whacked.
What was
him
he
with.
doing to be that close to the nail?
Just he wasn't. It just
Doing
the way
Corey
I
shit.
hit. I hit it and the nail just flew. I don't know how to nail anything.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I do. Hey, how you doing? Hi, hun. No, but yeah. So I mean, we self-financed. I mean, and shoestring.
So
when I say shoestring budget.
To say what that means is like you spend all the money you've ever had.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you
Your
max
life
out your
savings.
credit,
Yep.
and you take a huge fucking risk, and know that if it fails, you are going down with it,
Yeah.
and your financial life could very well be over. So it's
Yeah.
no small feat to do what he did.
Yeah.
And have the balls or whatever, you know, the ovaries, whatever you got, to fucking stare that challenge down and be like, I will put every fucking dollar I've ever been worth and any dollar anyone would loan me at whatever interest rate to do this because I think it can happen.
You have to be
While the
very-
whole world, everyone else is like, don't do it.
Yep, pretty much.
And watching at the same time.
Right.
And at the time that we opened Highland Brass, I quit my job. My wife
yeah.
gave birth. She was my girlfriend then, now a wife. She gave birth about a week after I quit my job. And we opened a bar a month after that. We had just bought a condo. I don't know how. We had no money. There was like literally nothing. And
That's crazy. It sounds like the worst thing to do ever.
looking back at it, I was a fucking idiot.
Every possible.
Well, look now. Fuck it.
Sorry, babe. I should have listened to you.
No, you're not an idiot. No, you're not. You did it.
But you
You
know,
made it work.
we put everything on the line, and you know, thank God I have a supportive, you know, person at home that wasn't like, you know, shooting
Don't
down
do
my
it.
dreams and don't do it. It's like, I trust you, and you know, thank God I had that trust. You know what I mean? Otherwise, forget it.
I mean, like,
Yeah. I mean, we and Corey. I mean, Corey, the same. My business partner, the same thing. John. they were on the same boat. We all, quit our jobs and opened this bar and, made it work. And it's getting, 3 years into it. It's going better actually now. It's summertime season, patio pimping in Waterbury. Shit. People love it.
Did you build your bar, or that wasn't existing inside that? That was a restaurant, right? At one point,
It was empty for like 3 years.
What was that? I remember it being.
It was a much beloved coffee shop called
Really?
La Paloma. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was.
Was the physical
it was
bar
legend.
there or no?
No.
Yeah, when
Justin Fink built that.
Okay.
He's. I think he's an editor for Fine Home Building magazine.
Oh.
Dude's super talented. So if anyone's looking to build a wooden bar,
That's
your
awesome.
fucking guy.
There you go.
Your bar is
I'm
beautiful.
plugging everyone today, man.
Dude, why
I'm
not?
plugging
They help.
everyone.
They help.
David Roth. David Roth.
If you need any cocktail consultation, call David Roth at Covina, I believe. Justin. Yeah, that is a beautiful bar. I agree with you, and that guy is talented as hell. Yeah, but we exposed all that brick. It wasn't like really, there to be seen
I
until
love
we
the
got there.
exposed brick. I love
That's
it.
very cool.
Love it.
And he just built the wood all into it. It's I'm like super proud of that. Yeah.
I remember, for some reason, I thought they also served like Spanish food. It was a coffee bar?
Paloma.
Yeah.
I think it was a coffee shop.
And then there was like a big mural on the side, of a lady's face or some shit.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I just remember.
It was the mural was a little more involved than that. I took a lot of shit because we.
Did
I did not.
The neighborhood
Listen, man,
wanted to keep it up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I did not realize, and I regret that, or not doing a little, research into what that mural meant. Mm-hmm. But by the time we got the lease, that mural was affected by there's something where rain turns the brick to dust. I forget what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
There's a term for it.
Yeah.
The mural. I mean, you could go up to it and scrape it off with your finger.
Oh, okay.
But we had to do something, and I don't know.
That's what happens, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You got shit for taking down a mural?
I got a lot of shit for that.
Did you really?
Yeah, and something I feel I deserved.
Okay.
Because I just.
Own it, man.
I've never heard anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I did.
Oh, man.
You take your lumps,
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not an easy road.
A lot of mistakes along the way, but.
You both have done very well for yourself in that industry. If I'm thinking of the duo,
It's debatable.
how have either of you guys been to Conspiracy?
Sure, yeah.
I have not.
I did a pop up there.
Really?
I do a Little River Caravan. I haven't done it in a few months, but me and John Tsipouras go to other bars and do our menu.
That's awesome.
And it's not necessarily a cocktail
we
bar.
gotta have you. We spoke about having you guys at Highland Brass.
You came to us.
We did a pop up at
That was
Highland Brass
crushed, too. That
with
was-
Tyler before they opened, and Jamie McDonald before
We
they
could
opened.
get another one
Chamber
with Tim Cabral. We could do a little three-way.
Oh
You
yeah,
wanna have
absolutely. A little three-way with Tim, absolutely.
Tim's great.
little three-way action with Tim Cabral.
Tim,
at,
the
Little
Silver
River.
Fox of New Haven. Are you fucking kidding me?
One of the nicest guys I've
Michaela.
ever met.
Tim is a good friend of ours. He's one of the nicest, most genuine people you'll ever meet in your life.
I was thinking about
in or out of this business.
I was
And a
thinking
real
about-
ass dude. He is
Yeah,
an
yeah.
ambassador of bartenders.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I was thinking about getting a third person for this day, and I was going to call Tim, but he's super busy with
do another
the new
one.
bar.
Yeah,
and stuff.
he's crushing game right now, but
Yeah.
he's
Prone and Pinion, yeah. That's a great
he's
menu,
tired.
too.
Put it that way. He's very tired right now.
You've been?
I go there regularly. Yeah.
Cool.
I went there with Tyler last night, actually.
Nice.
Tyler and AJ.
Yeah.
They got a cool ass little gin and tonic menu. It's
That's what I actually.
Well
I went
done.
there. Their opening night.
Hard for me to
friends and
order anything
family,
else.
and I went straight for the gin and tonic menu. Mm-hmm. It's fucking awesome, and the place is beautiful,
Bar's sick, yeah.
beautiful, and they did it right. They did it right. I
awesome.
mean, you
I
got
love that spot.
two rock stars.
been?
Tyler and
I was going in there and
Tim.
checking it out because Meg helped with all the design, so I got to see it while it was going
nice,
on.
nice.
And then I had her computer would be open. I'd be like, "Oh, look at this menu!" Go there, 'cause she
hands off.
did all the menu stuff,
nice.
and all the
Good.
paper stuff, all that,
Oh, okay.
all her, the sign,
Beautiful.
the logo,
Yeah.
she designed all that.
Oh,
I was
nice,
talking
nice.
to Tyler last night, and it's that was what we wanted when we opened Little River. I'm like, I need the Tyler Andersons of the world to open restaurants and bars in Hartford.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, oh yeah.
when one of like the company, like one of my little shticks is like, but I mean it's real, so it's not shtick, but like when I was like a kid, our like parents, like the parents of Vernon or whatever, they would go to Hartford for like dinner, dessert, drinks, and dancing. Like you would go around town. Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Thank you. It's an excellent old fashioned, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
With Litchfield bourbon from Connecticut.
Yes.
We're gonna get into that right after this.
But
Another hat. I would.
So as a kid, I thought that's what you did, and then as you get older, it's like, well, every fucking town has like a commercial or district or something. It's like some fucking strip mall or a real mall or an outdoor shopping centra,
Shoppy.
CENTRE. But when we opened Little River, I'm like, how great would it be if like there was a revival of like going into Hartford to like go out to eat and drink and have a good time, and you could like scoot around the city and stuff. And Tyler's new restaurant is fucking awesome, and I really hope it inspires some more some big name or very talented people to join the scene.
It is cool how the way when things like that, like your guys, like your bars, his like restaurants, people see that from afar and they're like, wow, let's it makes the area more attractive.
Sure.
Very attractive. Yeah, let's talk about your distillery.
Let's talk about Litchfield.
Every bar I go to and every restaurant that I've eaten within the past year, I look at the bar and I see multiple bottles of your liquor.
Nice. Well, good. I mean, that's a good thing. I joined the team at Litchfield.
Good job.
A lot of running around, a lot of miles in the car. I joined the team at Litchfield Distillery last year, August. Ever since having a baby, I've been trying to do something that's more, family friendly as far as being in the industry still, and owning a bar as well. I'm not at the bar. Barely ever. I do the ordering, the inventory. I do a lot of the events. Corey runs like the day to day. He's the guy at night. He loves doing that. His kids are a little older. They're 12 and 13, so he's got a little bit more leeway. I just go and hang out sometimes at night and have a few cocktails. But if they need me to pitch in, I pitch it. And on behind the bar. But my focus is Litchfield. So I've been doing this for my first real brand ambassador position. Very small. We're in Connecticut, obviously, New York, Mass, Rhode Island. Not huge distribution in those other states.
Are they looking to?
Yeah. We're definitely expanding.
Where are they looking?
As far as other states, all of New England, and then we'll see how it goes. Like maybe like Jersey after that. But right now we're looking at New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, to grow into those areas. Bang out New England, and then go into the other markets hopefully. But we're still it's everything's made in small batches, so it's not like we have huge 7-story rick houses like they do down south, and there's hundreds of thousands of barrels all over the place. We have I think 600 barrels total, and we're outgrowing our facility there. And
I was gonna ask, yeah,
I think they the owners kicking around the idea of building another storage area, maybe getting another still, and expanding. So we'll see. We'll see what the future beholds.
Now, I think I might know this, but what do you guys offer? What are the top products?
Vodka, gin, and bourbon.
Okay.
And so we try to use as much locally sourced grain as possible to support the local farmers. They're all about farmers and the local economy and stuff like that. So we use. All of our grains come from Lion Rock Farm, which is in Sharon, and we're located in Litchfield, of course, which is about 15 miles from us. So we get our corn and our rye from there. So the vodka and gin are both 100% Connecticut corn-based. And then our bourbon is 95% Connecticut-grown grain. So we got the corn and the rye coming from them, and then we get our malted barley from upstate New York. Okay. Because there's no malting facilities in Connecticut. There is now. They just opened one up, I guess. I think up in Bloomfield area. I think they're... We're going to see if it works with our product, the recipe and the flavor of the barley, and if it does, we could be 100% Connecticut grown in the bottle, which is ultimately the goal. But still 95% is damn good. And we do a spin like vodka. We'll do like a flavored vodka. We do strawberry, blueberry,
and apple, and we only distill those at harvest time of the fruit. So when it's time to be
natural.
picked, it's natural. When it's time for it to be picked, we redistill our vodka with the fruit and then bottle, and when it's done until next harvest season.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No artificial
No,
bullshit.
nothing artificial in there. So it's like, real fruit. And again, we're supporting, farms that are super close to us. Our apples come from April farms.
You're
like
making
down the road.
flavors based on what's locally available.
Exactly.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see no fucking mango.
No, you're not going to see anything like that. And
No
then,
fucking mango sex on the beach. But,
wait a minute, that sounds good. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. But then we're doing in our bourbons. Our bourbon is coming of age. We have stuff at the distillery now that it's turning 4 years old later this year. I think in December. So it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna have a 4-year-old bourbon coming out of Connecticut, which is awesome. And then we have our flavors, our spin-offs.
never happened before, right?
No, we're the only ones making bourbon. There's other people making whiskeys, but not bourbon. So now we have our vanilla, we have our cinnamon. Those, the cinnamon and the coffee are going to be more limited to, I think, a seasonal release. Vanilla stays true all year round. Vanilla, we're crushing it with the vanilla bourbon. It's delicious. All we do is add a vanilla bean to the bottle.
I've seen that one at the Essex.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Yes.
Madagascar or
Madagascar. Yes, Madagascar, actually.
If you
Gotta get the best.
I'll tell you what. If I had half a brain, I would have got into fucking growing fucking vanilla beans back in the day, because it's like per weight,
Dude,
by
it's
weight,
crazy.
it's more expensive than marijuana.
It's the most expensive or second most expensive spice, right?
Yeah.
that and saffron,
Yeah,
right?
saffron's number
Saffron,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's like,
vanilla beans are number 2.
And vanilla,
'Cause they're aren't they like the pod or some shit from like an orchid? Like
it's
they
like
grow
a-
really high up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's I've seen
People
bags.
die trying to get vanilla.
Oh yeah, I've seen bags with 2 little stalks, $8.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Easy.
Over the winter time, it like skyrocketed because we make a vanilla syrup at the bar and we use fresh vanilla beans, and it went up. I think it was like $15 per strand.
Wow.
I was like, fuck this. I was
How
like,
the
put
fuck
extract
you
in that
grow
bitch. I was like, you better get some vanilla extract to make that.
That's awesome. But that's cool that you guys stay true to it, though.
Yeah, we do. And even like at the distillery, like even if the price of vanilla goes up, the bottle's not going to change price or nothing like that. We just eat that, I guess. And then we have just released a cask strength on our straight bourbon. It's 122 proof. So it drinks deceivingly smooth.
Wow.
Delicious. And then and we just released a maple bourbon as well.
Cool.
Which is fun because we gave our bourbon barrels to a maple supplier that's local, and he filled them with his maple syrup, aged his syrup. We actually sell it out of the distillery, and we label it and everything, and then we refill the barrels with our bourbon.
Wow.
And saw what happened.
That's
We're
cool.
like, let's fuck around, see what happens, and it came out delicious. Like, and you think like it's just a hint of just a touch of maple sweetness, and it's quite pleasant. It's nice.
Very New England.
Very, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
So I mean, it's fun. They're just trying to grow, and
If someone wanted
all
to
grow
like
together.
carry the product, what do they do? You just fucking
Slocum distributes us.
Okay.
Slocum and Sons distribution. Johnny Tsipouras actually works for
You
Slocum
got to
and
talk to
Sons.
John Tsipouras.
So call Johnny, and he will
Once
get
again.
you all the Litchfield stuff. Or no, you can just contact me on Facebook anywhere. I'll come out. I'm on the road. That's what I do. Like I'm
You do a
Monday
lot
through
of-
Friday. Basically 9 to 5. I drop off my daughter at daycare at 9, and I'm on the road. And then I do a lot of events at night too. We'll host like some cool dinners and stuff. Actually, you mentioned the Essex. Myself, Michaela, and Chef Colt are doing a Litchfield dinner at the Essex.
Really?
I think we're doing it June 20th.
Okay.
So that's the next big one that I have coming. That's gonna be a lot of fun because we have a lot of toys to play with. Chef Colt's got some cool shit.
So it's going to be a drink menu
Yeah, it's
with
gonna
a
be cocktail
with a
and food pairing. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
chef's doing obviously all the food. Michaela and I are going to collaborate in the cocktails, and it's gonna be a hoot. It's gonna be a really good time.
Real
I'll go to that.
It's gonna be a real
I'll
hoot
definitely
of a
go to
time.
that.
And it's a beautiful area. I went down to the restaurant. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I couldn't
Me and
believe how nice it
awesome.
was.
Awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how nice it was. Michaela's very cool too.
Yeah,
I know
Michaela's
her
great.
from living in the West End back in the day.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. So is the other Michaela from Zahara.
Michaela.
She
yeah.
That Michaela kicks ass.
She's
Yeah, she's
fucking
great.
a very
She's
good
getting-
bartender.
I don't know any shitty Michaelas. They're all pretty awesome.
She's getting super involved with like going out and like she was up at Boston Thirst Boston. Sorry, like she's getting out there and doing a lot of stuff. As there was a whole crew of Connecticut people that using that network and going out and getting more education out of town. And speaking of education, they're starting New Haven Cocktail Week.
Cool.
They're doing it. The first year is obviously this year's gonna be in August. Go to I think there's a website for it, newhavencocktailweek.com. There's a lot of info there. I'd be lying to you if I knew any more than that. But it's gonna be a celebration of cocktails in New Haven, and showcasing the great bars and restaurants and stuff down there.
I got fucking stuck in Zohara, and she hung out with me for like an hour when that fucking tornado storm was happening like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm not leaving, and I just fucking hung out there and fucking talked to her.
That's awesome.
Zohara's dope.
Yeah, I liked it. I went there one time and I was just like, whatever, and then I've been trying to like get back into it, and I went and I got a bunch of more shit off the menu, and it's fucking dialed in, and I really like it. I really like it.
One of their bartenders came in, Stephanie, right?
Which one's Stephanie?
She's shorter, blonde girl, yeah.
Cool chick, a friend of mine. She's like, make me something, right? So I made her something, and she's like, oh, we use all that on our drink menu. I'm like, well, fuck, I guess there's no way to impress you people anymore. Like everyone knows all my shit's not that cool. Yeah.
Chris, you're not the cool kid anymore.
Was I ever, though? Yeah. You were. For like a hot minute, yeah.
You're still cool in my book, Chris. Don't
thanks,
worry.
guys. Thanks. That's nice.
All right, gentlemen. We're at an hour and a half. Who would have ever thought
that
it
went by fast?
Go really fast. Before we wrap it up, you guys got anything you need to let people know about? Any events coming up at either of your establishments?
Actually, yes. We do have a USBG event that I'm hosting at Highland Brass Company on June 18th. It's a Monday. We're doing Suntory Toki.
What is that?
It's a Japanese whiskey.
Oh,
That's
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so, but...
a chance to drink free Suntory, you go.
Yeah, definitely. So we're doing that on Monday, June 18th at Highland Brass. I think we're going to start around 4 o'clock because we have a pretty pressing issue that's come up recently in the USBG about sexual harassment.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I saw something.
There's
like an article.
Long story short, somebody got real creepy with women over text messages and this and that, and this person was a very prominent person no, not you, Chris. A very prominent person in a New York chapter.
I was going to say fucking John Tsipouras.
Who got more shout outs today?
It's pretty close between David Roth and John Tsipouras.
Can we do this again with them here? Can we do a five-way?
I don't even want to talk. I just want to watch.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, somebody got really creepy, and there was a whole like little cover-up going on, and it came to light again just recently. Long story short, this person has quit from the council of the New York chapter, and our national president has stepped down.
Okay.
So the USBG national president has stepped down. So we, because there's so many chapters, local chapters, there's 70 of, basically around 70 chapters. We have to get more proactive in things like this. And we realize, I know in the New Haven chapter, we're 4 males, and so what we've done is, maybe people, as much as we say, hey, if anyone within the chapter ever gets, crosses a line, come to us, we'll help. Like, I get it, we're guys. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't feel comfortable doing that, but we want to help in any way. So we're forming a committee, and this committee is going to be guild members, females that have stepped forward. I mean, I posted it on Facebook, I don't know, say 1 o'clock on Friday, and by 2 o'clock I had so many.
That's the thing I saw.
Yeah, I had so many
Which is
people
good, but
come
sad
step
thing,
forward.
like-
It's sad, yeah.
But it's really good that you're
we need to
acknowledging it and doing something
Yeah,
about
we
it.
have
say,
to be
like-
proactive with this big time, because
Yeah.
I do not want any one of our members in any shape, way, or form feel uncomfortable at any one of those events. I take that very personally. I always say the USBG is like my baby.
Yeah.
I don't want, it's unacceptable, and we want, number one priority is the safety and the comfortableness of our chapter members coming to events and not feeling creeped out or weird or whatever. So these, I think I have four ladies stepped forward. Michaela from Zahara. Stephanie Anderson, that works at Bears.
My Clarissa's partner there. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, I know her. She drinks
Yeah,
at my bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
A young lady by the name of Patty. I'm going to butcher her last name, so I'm not even going to do it. She's from the Westport area, and there was one other person. Shit, I'm sorry. I'm gonna forget. Yeah, but they come for it. So we're gonna during that event, we're gonna take an hour before that to address this and let everybody know what's going on internally with the New Haven Guild, and I'm sure the Hartford Guild's on the same page.
We
obviously
will follow suit.
Yeah. So we have to get proactive with this. We're not going to drag our feet like National did. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it like National did. They acknowledged their fuck up basically, and but there was never really any systems in place for that. So they were, you can't blame them either, whatever. But somebody, it is what it is. Going forward. No fucking excuses.
Yep.
That's, you know what I mean? So that's where it starts with us. And,
good. Perfect.
And we put these checks and balances in place, and we make everybody feel comfortable coming to the events. I'm happy. You know what I mean? And I hope to God we've never had anything like this in the chat, not to my knowledge ever. So I want to keep that streak alive of being professionals, whether you're out having drinks or whether you're behind the bar. You know what I mean? You're always
Don't be a fucking douchebag.
Don't be a douchebag.
douchebag.
That's all there is.
kind of
It's easy. It's super easy to do.
Yeah.
But
you know what I mean?
Fucking people do it all the time.
It's
How easy can it be?
sickening.
Fucking, it's like, we're in bars every night. You see it.
Yeah. Oh God.
And it's
insane.
weird. Like, I kind of live in a vacuum now. I have like 3 employees. And we all really love and respect each other.
I
Yeah.
have
We joke
one, my
around.
brother.
We say some shit, but
Dude, my work is just the same way, but like
but
we
there's
all got
lines
each other's
you
back
do
in the
not-
world.
Yeah.
it's like
100%.
I fucking feel bad. I fucking forget sometimes that like at bigger restaurants and bigger staffs, this shit's still a fucking problem.
Oh, big problem. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
That's good.
So that's the main event coming up June 18th at Highland Brass around 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm gonna post it a solid time, and we're gonna address that first, and then we're gonna have a good time. After that, we have I don't want to really say much because we're still trying to figure it out by doing another component to that event, which could be really fun for a lucky winner. I guess that's all I can say right now because I don't have 100% details.
John
Really
Tsipouras
big.
trivia
John-
night.
John Tsipouras. One lucky
John
winner gets a
Tsipouras
day with John
lookalike
Tsipouras. Oh, dude. John.
But yeah, so that we got that Suntory Toki. It's gonna be fun.
By the way, if anyone's listening, you can easily find this guy on like social media. So yeah, you gotta,
And his last name is
blow him up.
TSI.
TSI Porous.
Yeah.
Well, here it's Yanis
friend this
Tsipouras.
guy. He's the nicest dude ever. And
Tsipouras.
come see him at Little River on Fridays.
What do we got? You got anything coming up?
I don't have any events, but I'm gonna force Dim to do a pop up at my bar after we wrap up here. So stay tuned. Yeah,
Guess I'm doing a pop.
we've been off.
Sorry, honey.
No, definitely. We need to, and
Little
vice
River's
versa.
gone dark on social media lately. We just kind of like I don't know, but we're gonna blow up like in the summer. There'll be a lot of cool shit coming up.
We do a whole vodka
Bottle
menu.
shoots. I got all sorts of weird shit. Yeah,
Still do like a
the
DJ.
martini list is coming out soon with I got a nice cookies and cream teeny coming out.
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking
God damn it! I'm
Bringing back that old
with
ground
Litchfield
round.
bourbon.
I'm really craving a tiramisu teeny.
Yeah, let's
Bringing back that old ground round menu.
I will be establishing the ground round martini.
No, but you know what? Like a lot of
put it
those
on the
drinks,
fucking-
if made if you tweak them out to where there's not like
And just
a
make 'em with
fistful
the
of sugar in
best
there. Like
shit.
First of all,
exactly.
I put a cookies and cream martini in front of you. You drinking it, bro?
Yes.
You are.
I'm
Yeah.
drinking the shit out of that. You kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm owning it. Oh, but hold on. The Midori Sour. I didn't even get back. I was talking about Dave Roth. Real quick.
Do it.
He did a riff on.
Do we have to go? No.
He did a nice riff on a Midori Sour. Like made it nice and like Japanese and stuff. And did like gin base. And I think he may have made his own Midori or
All
something.
right, you got to make a Midori sour today.
Yeah.
but make it good. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Today, I would definitely do the gin base.
I would do
Gin.
whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
I would do gin. Gin or even, you know what? Laugh as you would. Pisco?
I think they all work. Here's the point: the Midori sour is a template for any number of fucking good drinks.
We got
Midori,
it too.
lemon, sugar, egg, and some spirit. You're
Yeah.
good. Mezcal.
Yeah.
Fucking everyone loves a
Oh,
mezcal
how you
drink
doing?
these days.
Little-
all right, so
I want a picture later on. Send me a picture.
I will. I'll do it. I'll go to the fucking bar right after this and make one.
I had a guy recently yell
I
at
gotta
me.
stop at the liquor store and get some Midori first.
So I also do a little bit of bartending at a wedding venue once in a while for like some extra cash, and that's the funnest bartending ever because it's totally brainless. You just fucking just pump out cocktails or drinks. And this one guy, he ordered a Midori sour. So now it's not even like proper. It's melon liqueur, not even Midori. Sour mix, and that's it. I shook it. He got mad at me, like legit mad at me because I put a cherry in his Midori sour.
Whoa.
Well, you shouldn't have been fucking.
I said, sir, that is
I
the
would've got
proper
mad.
garnish for Midori sour.
I would have got mad if
That
you
is the
didn't.
traditional garnish.
I learned my lesson. He got every one of his Midori sours
Patrick
after
Gavin
that.
Duffy's fucking blah 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 book. You know?
Oh man, gentlemen, this has been an excellent time. Very fun for me.
I have one request.
Do what? Tell
Do
me.
this again.
Yes.
And I bring John Tsipouras.
We can do that as soon as it'll fit into John's
Right.
fucking sexy
Yeah.
schedule.
Let's see if anyone likes this one first before we.
They will. They will.
Ratings, 3 people listening.
They were all.
Ben's like, fuck these cocktail guys. I'll go back to the chefs.
The 3 listeners are all from Greece.
It's John Tsipouras and his mom and dad.
Like I can see him turn it off at the clumsies. They're like, never mind.
No, forget it. This idiot. Stop talking about us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dimitrios, Zaharidis, and Chris Parrott.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good one.
Thank you.